Hi there, everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Brandon T. Jones, in for Laura Papetti today. We begin the news today with a story we were tracking as breaking news earlier this morning on Up with KREM. A 28-year-old man was shot and killed in Airway Heights last night. Police say they provided life-saving measures for the victim until paramedics arrived, but the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Neighbors tell KREM 2 that the incident started at a park after an argument involving children, their parents, and the suspect, who is now in jail. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office reports that officers arrived and gained control of a chaotic and hostile scene. That's where they also located the suspect, who had been sprayed with bear spray.
I definitely think that there's a little bit of fear of the park now. There definitely is, between myself and my close neighbors, a little bit of a fear of the park.
Amber Ashby says her son was just yards away from the shooting and came running home shortly after shots were fired. Major crimes detectives say they now have probable cause to charge Divine D. Bullard with 5 counts of assault in the first degree. The investigation is still considered active and ongoing. This afternoon, we're also working to get more details after a woman was hit and killed by 2 cars. This happened Saturday night at the intersection of North Morden Street and East Empire Avenue in Spokane. Police say a person driving down Empire hit the 35-year-old woman as she crossed the street. Then just moments later, another car hit her as well. Police arrested the driver of the first car for vehicular homicide. In national news, we are following major damage and flooding in California as the state is hit with a second atmospheric river. The National Weather Service has reported several landslides, including this one right here, which damaged a house near Beverly Hills. Further north, creeks and rivers are overflowing their banks. This video was taken in Santa Barbara. The city was forced to close its airport on Sunday because of all the rain. And luckily, there are no major storms here in the inland northwest right now, although we could see some rain and perhaps some snow this week. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joins us with a look at what we can expect.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Good afternoon to you. It is definitely heavy rain in LA and Southern California. We're getting part of the same weather system, but a different part of it. More just scattered showers attached to a low pressure center that's a lot closer towards Oregon. But it's starting to look pretty widespread in terms of that rain. Very gentle right now from our own outdoor weather center where I'm standing, because it's just this, a couple light spots on the southern edge of town. Looks like a bit of that steady rain passing through Spokane and Northtown, but there are obviously spots of more widespread rain. As for the blue, the snow, this is all at the higher elevations, the mountain levels, so no worries for any kind of snow or icing conditions for the rest of the day today. Meanwhile, over the Palouse, it's been like this all morning long, just widespread, steady, but mostly light rainfall, and that will continue for several more hours here. At least the temperatures have got up to 40 in Spokane and 44 already in Pullman, a lot warmer in the LC Valley, where it's 53 in Lewiston currently. So no worries, no threats for any kind of snow or even black ice. Not for tonight, but our temperatures will hold steady in the mid-30s likely for this evening, but get a bit colder later on in the week. So I'll show you how many more rain chances we'll get over these next 5 to 7 days, and when those temperatures do dip below 32 degrees later this week.
Well, thank you, Thomas. And speaking of the weather, burst pipes during last month's cold snap forced the Post Fall and Athol libraries to close. And now they'll remain closed for several months. Water from the burst pipes caused extensive damage, including to books and computers. The library network director estimates repairs could cost more than $1 million.
Extremely hard on the staff. It was very emotional and draining and stressful. We're still looking at the summer being closed through spring and 4 to 6 months for both projects.
During the closure, the libraries plan to create programs for students and kids to enjoy at other library locations. And new at noon, the Gonzaga women's basketball team is staying put at number 19 in this week's AP poll. I know that makes a lot of people unhappy, but the Zags won 2 games last week, including a 65-point win over Pacific on Saturday. The Gonzaga women hit a team record 19 three-pointers in the game, and even though they lead the nation with 22 wins, the Zags have had a tough time moving up in the AP poll. The Gonzaga women will look to keep their winning streak going with 2 games at home this week. And sticking with GU, the Gonzaga men's basketball team remains unranked after a tough and controversial loss at home against St. Mary's this weekend. But it's how the fans reacted to a questionable call by the officials that has much of the country talking. With less than a minute left, Zag fans started throwing things onto the court. Coach Mark Few even had to step in to calm the crowd. This morning, Gonzaga's president sent a letter to students. He called the students' conduct unacceptable, and those who acted out will be held accountable. In the meantime, the GU men have a critical basketball game this Saturday. The Zags are taking on Kentucky on the road. The only place you can see that matchup is right here on KREM 2. Tip-off is scheduled for 1 p.m. And then right after the game, we'll have a live Bulldog Madness special with KREM Sports team featuring Travis Green and Andrew Quinn. They're going to break down the 3 keys to the game, in addition to offering expert feedback on the game and season. In addition, Travis and Andrew will have sit-down interviews with Spokane's own Anton Watson and Bulldogs forward Graham Ike. Plus, the GU women are having a phenomenal season. You'll hear from senior Yvonne Ejim on her standout year and the team's success. Don't miss this Bulldog Madness special this Saturday afternoon on KREM 2.